Intro hook: if you masturbate every single day, what's really happening to your penis, your brain, and your overall confidence as a man? Most guys think it's just a quick release, a private habit with no real consequences. But science and psychology tell a much deeper story, one that could explain why some men feel unstoppable, while others quietly lose drive, motivation, and attraction in their relationships. Stay tuned, because what you're about to hear might completely change the way you look at your daily habits. Section 1. The physical side. What happens to your penis? Let's start with the body, because that's where most men worry first. When you masturbate, especially during an erection, your penis fills with oxygen-rich blood. This isn't just pleasure, it's actually exercise for your sexual health. Doctors have compared erections to a gym workout for your penis. Without them, the tissues can lose elasticity, leading to weaker erections over time. But here's the twist. Daily masturbation can either help or hurt depending on how you do it. Gentle, mindful stimulation keeps blood flow healthy, but constant tight grip, rushed habits can desensitize your nerves, making real intimacy less exciting. Think about it this way. If you only trained your muscles using one movement, they'd adapt to a tanned struggle with other exercises. Your brain and penis work the same way. So yes, masturbation keeps things functional. But if you condition your body to only one style of pleasure, you may struggle when you're with a real partner. Section 2. The brain chemistry shift now. Here's where it gets even more interesting. Each time you masturbate, your brain releases a powerful cocktail of chemicals. Dopamine, the motivation and reward signal. Oxytocin, the bonding hormone. Serotonin, linked to mood and relaxation. That rush is why you feel so satisfied afterward. It's biology rewarding you. But here's the danger. If you rely on daily masturbation as your main source of pleasure, your brain begins to adjust. The dopamine receptors, your brain's pleasure antennae, become less sensitive. Suddenly, what used to satisfy you no longer feels enough. This is why some men find themselves diving into more extreme porn, longer sessions, or chasing novelty just to feel the same spark. Psychologists call this reward desensitization. Not clinical addiction, but it can mimic addictive behavior patterns. And here's the kicker. When dopamine sensitivity drops, it doesn't just affect your sex life, it can lower your overall motivation in work, fitness. Section 3. Section 3. Myth-busting, shrinking, damage, and other fears. One of the oldest fears men carry is that masturbation will shrink their penis. Let's set the record straight. This is a myth. Your penis doesn't shrink, lose muscle, or get permanently bent from masturbation. Scientifically, there's no evidence to support that. What can happen, however, is temporary irritation like redness, soreness, or swelling if you go too hard or too often without rest. These effects are short-lived and heal naturally, so the real danger isn't size loss. It's when the habit interferes with your performance, confidence, and mindset. Section 4. The hidden psychological impact. Now let's dive into the part most men overlook, the mental side effects. For many guys, masturbation feels like stress relief. It helps them relax, fall asleep, or calm their nerves. But if it's used to escape negative emotions like anxiety, loneliness, or boredom, it can backfire. Why? Because instead of solving the root cause, you're numbing it. And every time you repeat that cycle, your brain gets trained. Feel stressed? Masturbate? Feel bored? Masturbate? Feel lonely? Escape again. Over time, this creates a feedback loop that damages your self-esteem. You start associating pleasure not with real experiences like intimacy with a woman or success in your goals, but with a private escape. And here's where shame comes in. Men raised in environments where self-pleasure was labeled dirty or wrong often feel guilt afterward. That guilt, repeated daily, eats away at confidence and leaves a man feeling weak instead of powerful. Cliffhanger transition. So the question isn't just, is daily masturbation healthy? The real question is it making you stronger? Or is it quietly draining your energy, confidence, and attraction as a man? Because the answer depends on one crucial factor. And that's what we'll reveal in the next section. If you masturbate every day. This happens to your body and mind. Psychology facts: masturbation is one of the most common and natural behaviors in humans, particularly among men. Studies suggest that more than 80% of men do it regularly. But what really happens if you make it a daily habit? Let's explore the science, psychology, and myths. 1. Blood flow and sensitivity. When you masturbate, erections send oxygen-rich blood into the penis. This circulation helps keep tissues flexible and healthy. Some experts even compare it to a light workout for your sexual health. Without stimulation, the tissues can lose some elasticity over time, which may contribute to erectile difficulties. But here's the flip side. If you're always too rough or too repetitive, your brain may start expecting only that type of stimulation. This can sometimes make real-life intimacy feel less exciting or harder to enjoy too. Brain chemistry and dopamine response. Every orgasm triggers a release of dopamine, oxytocin, and serotonin, chemicals linked to pleasure, relaxation, and sleep. That's why you often feel calm or satisfied afterward. However, daily use as a stress reliever or boredom cure can train the brain to depend on it for comfort. Over time, the reward system may become less sensitive, pushing you to seek stronger stimulation, like more extreme porn or longer sessions. Psychologists call this desensitization, not the same as addiction, but it can look very similar if left unchecked. 3. Myth busting. It doesn't shrink your penis. One of the biggest myths is that frequent masturbation harms penis size or structure. Science says otherwise. Masturbation doesn't make your penis shrink, lose strength, or become permanently damaged. Still, overdoing it like multiple times a day can leave you sore, swollen, or irritated. These effects are temporary and usually disappear with rest. For mental health and self-confidence for many men, masturbation is stress relief and a way to relax before sleep. But if it comes from anxiety, loneliness, or guilt, it can backfire emotionally. Some men even struggle with shame due to cultural or religious beliefs about self-pleasure. Over time, this guilt can harm confidence and make intimacy with a partner more difficult. Final thought: if you masturbate daily, your penis is not in danger. In fact, moderate self-pleasure can support healthy sexual function and mental well-being. When practiced mindfully, the real key is balance. If you notice it interfering with your focus, productivity, or relationships, consider speaking with a counselor or therapist. At the end of the day, your penis is only one part of you. What matters most is how you take care of your overall health and mind.